Hello, Car here today, and today we're gonna review this car. It's the Toyota CHR 2019 year of production line, and we will gonna talk today about some special things about this car, as well as exterior, interior. Also, I will tell you a little bit about the technical part. Some as our best friend is telling quirks and features of this automobile car. And the first question you may ask me is why is this car is so dirty? So I would like to tell you that the most of the auto reviewers, they're like perfectly cleaning their cars, washing their cars before the filming. But today I would like to talk about the reality and how your car will feel itself when you're living, for example, in Western Europe, where I'm located right now, during winter. So I would like to tell you that I washed this car today in the morning, and now you can see how dirty it is. And this is all about the reagents, special chemicals, which the government put in on the roads to avoid the appearance of snow, and also to spend less money to clean the roads and keep the infrastructure in a good shape. So, a little bit about the exterior of this car. It looks very modern. It looks also from some part you may say cute. So this car is very good for people from older generation, as well as for people whose first car it will be. Only if you are not a car enthusiast, because to be honest, regarding the technical part, it's not very good condition. So this car has 1.8 liter petrol engine with a hybrid inside. But to be honest with you, when you hear that the car has 1.8 liter engine, in today's modern world, you're most probably thinking that it has something around like 140 to 150 horsepower with a little weight because it's the hatchback. No, you will be very disappointed. This car has only 98 horsepower, which is super not enough for this car. At first, it has an automatic variator gearbox. It means that it is very super slow and very unreliable. In terms of Toyota and with this such power, maybe it will survive for 100,000 or 100,050 kilometers range, but I bet that no more. Also, regarding the technical part, this car is very unstable on a high speed. At first, let's be honest, this car will not ride more than 160 kilometers per hour, but if you are riding somewhere in Autobahn and you are surrounded by trees, and after that you are going to the area with field, your car will be shaken and dropped from one side to another side, like directly on the road where you are located. It has an aluminum wheels. Also, these protection sides are very good for people who are not very good within the shapes and not very good within the sizes of the car. To be honest, it's the big problem here because the exterior is much bigger and wider than the interior. And for some people who are just buying this car and like whose this car will be the first in their life, it will may take a time for you to get used for the gabarites and the sizes of the car. Uh, I'm located right now in Poland, and here people are usually looking over their cars, no scratches. They really love their cars. So, for people who will buy this car as a first car, it might be a problem. But all this stuff like that may protect your car of being like punished by some kind of like side roaders and so on and so on. Very interesting decision. Excuse me, the car is dirty. You can imagine that some birds are not flying away in winter from the Western Europe, so the whole car is like super dirty. Like this handle, I like it really well, really much. It's a very good design decision. And now let's go to the interior part and talk a little bit about the inside of this car. So one very big one very big benefit of this car: when you're sitting inside, you are not feeling that you are staying in a very super cheap car, especially when you understand that this car price starts from $15,000 to $20,000 in Europe. The steering wheel is covered with leather, no heated seats, no ventilated seats, maybe especially in this completion, I don't know. You may not tell that this car is super cheap, because like here this plastic is like pretty good, and here they have some form of very interesting shape with it covered with rhombs, so they're trying to cover most common cheapest places in the car using some kind of like formal interior quirks and features, and this is actually really good. So it's very easy to handle this car. The hydraulic system is very good. Also, the car is started with button. 1 second, let me turn off the radio. And right now I would like to go to the worst part of this whole entire car. This is the multimedia system. Excuse me, but in 2021, like it's just ridiculously old. It's super slow. It's very unintuitive. Like, to add a new device and listen your music from your device, you're obligated to have not more than 5 devices remembered in this media system, otherwise you need to be deleted. You may make a conclusion what is the amount of operational memory here directly in this car. I don't know why did they do that. The other fact which annoys me really much is that according to the fact that the media system is very slow, you don't have any kind of switcher or a low roller to make your sound to increase the sound or decrease the sound in this multimedia system. Instead of this, you're obligated to try to push to these like sensor buttons which are not working pretty well and pretty fast. You of course have like a control on the steering wheel, but to be honest, it's also super slow, and the range of your volume is very big, so it's up to 60 points, right? So you need to push for each point like directly on this button or like on this button, so it will be impossible for you to instantly turn off your radio, even if the policeman will stop you before they will take your documentation. Like, they will be obligated to wait 1 minute while you will be pushing like and outstanding your multimedia system. This is super ridiculous, like absolutely no matter. The thing which I also was surprised is the seats and the side support. Like, it's working really well. You also have like the special roll over here. You can adjust it on the side of the seat to make your back feel more comfortable. The door handles like are alright, as well as the whole common Toyotas you may know about this closing thing. Everything is regulated by mechanically. The gearbox, as I already told you, like working really bad because it's the variator, and like also it will be not very reliable comparing to all other stuff, and so on and so on. Black roof, I really like it. Like, it's giving you some feeling of an expensive car. It's all covered, very interesting shaped, because like these rhombs, they're like as the symbol of this Toyota. You may find them directly also on the side of the doors. The plastic is very cheap, but like it's looking really good. No any kind of problems here. Of course you have like a climate control. It's the dual climate control. Works really well, according to the fact that this car consists like a hybrid. The car itself will be warming up really fast. And now let's take a look about the back seats, but most probably you will not see anything interesting here, according to the fact that it's the hatchback. Then it's not how to say it, the people on the back seats, they're like on the second place. But to be honest, the rooftop is pretty high. You have a 3 full places here. I'm sitting right now beyond on myself, and I'm feeling myself really comfortable. The seats here are also okay. You have some cup holders here, like all the windows are automatic, but there is the problem. If you were thinking that this window will not be put down for 100%, you are mistaken, as in more modern cars. I don't know how did they do that, but they made these windows like going all the way down. Yeah, and to be honest, there is absolutely nothing else here. You don't have a charger like child seats connectors here. The middle section, it's impossible like to put it downstairs. Like you can only take both of these seats down, or for example the left one down, and by this way transport some stuff. And now let's talk a little bit about the capacity. To be honest, I'm not really well prepared and I don't know what is the capacity of the trunk, but it's pretty big, it's pretty enough. I've been transporting a lot of stuff in this car. I was moving from one apartment to another and I was collecting like the stuff for 2 people, and I drove them for 1 time. Yes, and as well as I was transporting some art. It was actually a big art here.